Jacob have invited us here today to share in the celebration of their marriage, their wedding. We are here together not to mark a start of a relationship, but to recognize a bond that already exists. This marriage is one expression of the many varieties of love, and love is what we all share. It's the great unifier, our one universal truth, that no matter who we are or where we come from or what we believe, we know this one thing, and love is what we're doing right.
Thank you for being my best friend. Thank you for being the voice that guides me and the spark that ignited my world. I don't remember what life is like without you, and I don't ever want to. I vow to spend every day making sure that I put you first and that you are taken care of not only financially, but also emotionally, physically, and mentally. You have built me up from the ashes and given me something worth fighting for, and I will spend the rest of my life giving back to you what you have put into me. I vow to travel any distance and brave any journey for you. I vow to always hold your hand as we handle challenges of life together and always remain a united force that can't be broken. I vow to be the father you have always imagined for your children and the loving husband you've dreamt of since you were a little girl. Whether we are on a trip or eating cookies in bed, I vow to always be by your side. But mostly I vow to never stop loving you, because even when I may not have loved myself, you never stop. I've known since the day you jumped through my truck window that you were going to be my wife, and I'm so honored to say that I get to be your husband for the rest of my life.
So sweet, yeah. I love you.
Yeah.
That was amazing. You're perfect.
I got on Snapchat through like Quick Add and just went through a breakup, really wanted to talk to someone. I was a teenager, so I went on Quick Add and added everyone with a cute Bitmoji or like a cute profile picture. And I just went through it. And I just went through it, and he was the only one that replied.
Well, we didn't know for 3 months until, was it you who asked, or?
Yeah, I had asked, you asked me on a date, and then we tried to plan said date, and then when we tried to pick a place.
I said, do you want to go to the mall? And you said, which one? And I said, what do you mean? There's only one, unless you want to drive to Little Rock. And you said, what's Little Rock? And at which point I asked, where are you from? And you said, Houston. And I was like, oh, okay, so there's some distance there.
Yep.
But yeah.
Did not know. I thought he went to my school, and we ended up talking for 3 months. He asked me out, obviously wasn't in the same place, and we were just like, well, I already know a lot about you. Like, let's just be friends then, you never know. Yeah. And then the never know turned into our life.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I had it written on my mirror in my bedroom in dry erase marker of how many days it was until he came to visit me.
There were like 3 or 4 countdowns going in the background of every picture she would send.
Yeah, I would count down the days, like truly counted down the days. And when he finally texted me, he was driving down the street, and he's like, I'm on your street. He passed it 3 times.
It was dark.
And so I ran out the front door and jumped in his moving truck window and was like, get out,
I didn't even put the truck in park. I just had the windows down trying to see the street signs, and next thing I know, a 4'10" girl just jumps through the driver window, and I hit the brakes.
Yep, and I just started hugging him immediately, being like, you're real, you're real.
My name is Denny Hayes, and I'm from Katy, Texas. I'm Casey's grandmother. Beautiful granddaughter over there. is absolutely the sweetest person, kind person, driven person, and she has a partner who is in the same boat. We're fortunate in our family to have a man like Jacob, because the man is honest, he's true, he's friendly, he's kind, and he loves my granddaughter. Jacob and Casey were pen pals for 4 years. You heard me, 4 years. And finally Jacob said, I'm going to Texas. I want to meet Casey in person. So he did that. And of course he came back and forth to visit, and he met the Raymond clan. They fell in love with Jacob too. They loved each other yesterday, they love each other today, and they're gonna love each other tomorrow.
It was the best experience, honestly, because we got to really know each other in person after knowing each other so long on the phone. But yeah.
It was awesome.
It was great. It is great.
Honestly, it was kind of like a blur, because it was like, for the longest time, we just kind of looked at it as like best friends point of view. And then just one day we were like, you know what, we should try to date. And we just never really talked about liking each other. Like, we were both like determined to keep it a secret from each other that we liked each other. And then one day we just both randomly decided, like, screw it.
Screw it, let's just see where this goes.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
We'd be happy. I wrote these in my bedroom whenever I was grounded and I couldn't talk to him.
I had no idea that she was doing this until she moved in with me, and I was like, well, I feel like I haven't done anything.
Well, I wrote these like when I was grounded, and I like had so much to talk to him, or something to say about what happened, or like something I just like had to get off my chest, or a feeling when we were friends and we didn't have the courage yet to like tell each other how we felt. And it was like a good 1.5 years that lasted, and so I wrote that down just because I didn't want to like forget how I felt in that time, I guess. Dear Jacob, at this point in our relationship, we are at the I love you stage. But we agreed to wait for when we are truly together. Even though I can't tell you at this point, I'm gonna write it. So one day when this letter finds you, you will see that I've loved you for longer than you think. I've loved you before I met you, Jake. And every person I see, and every person I've had in my life, I have never shared a piece of my heart like I have with you. The man of my dreams, the one I love, you are the one, and you are my forever. I love you, and I can't wait to spend next birthday with you. With love, Casey. Man. Damn, that got me.
I'm trying to remember, because you kind of gave them to me at random times. It was like just random moments throughout our life. You would just pull one out and hand them to me.
When you were down and you were having bad moments, I gave you one.
Yeah.
Or when we were rough, or something where we needed that reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice to know how we felt about each other at the time. And you wrote some letters too, just later in life once we moved in together.
I'll admit, when you moved in, I was living in basically a frat house, so that was interesting.
Yeah, I got here, and once I drove past like the Welcome to Arkansas sign, I literally felt like I'm complete, like I'm home. Like, it was awesome.
You had so much stuff that you wanted to do so quick that you were just so eager to do. Like,
you gave me the freedom to
yeah,
do all of that.
and just,
It was nice to see each other grow over the years and kind of transition from love on the phone to being in person to now building a life together. It's been definitely a learning curve, but I think it's the biggest lesson we could have learned in life, and I'm glad we learned it so young and with help.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Today was the day you told me you loved me.
And the moment you said those 3 big words, I sat on the floor in the back of work, staring at that text for however long it was. So many things ran through my mind, such as finally, he feels the same. Holy shit, we're at the same place now, and he loves me, he really loves me. But the only thing on my mind out of all those thoughts that made sense was what I could finally tell you, that I loved you too.
You know, we have all loved in our lifetimes, and in this moment we're reminded that the ability to love is the very best part of our humanity. Every couple is as unique as the people in it. For love to exist between 2 people, each person must allow the vulnerability of giving his or her love to the other. And each must be open to receiving the other's love in turn. Therefore, each of us is a powerful creator of love.
This one's really sweet.
So this is from after she had her first real estate showing. I just wrote, "Dear Casey, today you had your first showing. I'm beyond proud of how far you've come and the amazing things you've done along the way. Your relentless attitude, loving heart, and genius mind is just part of what makes you such an amazing woman. I truly hope we have a daughter just like you someday. As we progress and grow together through life, I get daily reminders of how truly impeccable you are. I love you to the moon and back, and I always knew you could do it."
So sweet. You've always been really supportive.
I love you.
I love you. Thank you. Jacob, you are the love of my life. From the moment we met at 17, I knew there was something special about you. We were just kids back then, but even as we grew up together, facing life's ups and downs, my love for you has only deepened. Through every challenge, whether it was my dark days or yours, we found light in each other. Together we faced our hardest moments as a unit, we like to say, never letting go of the love we grew together. You've been my rock, and I've been so grateful to be yours. We've proven time and time again that no matter how hard life tries to knock us down, we rise together stronger every time. I truly believe God led me to you, that every star aligned, that our paths would cross so that we could live this beautiful life together. I can't wait to watch you continue to grow, to see you become an amazing husband, and one day, hopefully, a father.
God of love, who gives us the longing for and capability of loving, we give you thanks for Casey and Jacob, and for their open hearts and willing spirits, and for the example of love that they embody here in our presence. Be with them on this joyous occasion of sharing their love and saying their vows, and be with us, their witnesses, that we may all be strengthened by what is said and witnessed here. Amen.
Loving you feels safe. It feels like home. Just talking to you or being on the phone with you in silence is a comfort I don't want to leave. Loving you makes sense out of everything I've dealt with in this life. And on this exact day, you were the one thing in my life I can count on, the one person I love unconditionally, the one that's not afraid, the one that I feel complete with. I've never met someone with such a pure heart who is so kind, gentle, loving, and selfless. You are such an amazing man, and I am so incredibly lucky to have you in my life and find you so early.